All right, so everybody wants to know what is happening in the real estate market all across Canada and throughout the world. And so we are talking today to Sandra Pike, who's a well-known, well-established, and successful realtor in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So welcome.
Oh, it's great to talk to you, Jen. And again, if we can't be in person, we just have to do it this way, right?
That's right. So yeah, great to see you. And you and I've known each other for some time. And any opportunity that I get to send referrals your way, I definitely do. And so I want to hear from you about the housing market out there in Nova Scotia. What's going on?
Well, I will tell you, we are the third city in Canada with the least amount of inventory. I know in Toronto, what was I looking at stats last week? There was like 3,500 homes for sale.
Yeah, yeah.
And here, I've been in the industry now since 2010, and we were typically in a buyer's market, meaning that we would have anywhere from 10 to 18 months of inventory. And but now we're down, like, say, to a week of inventory. So
Oh,
it
wow.
certainly has been challenging for buyers and agents, and but it's been you know what I like about the market is that I continually have to pivot and learn,
Yes.
of how to deal with, various scenarios that are coming up, especially when pricing a home.
Yeah. So are you wearing flats? Because I know you're the deals and heels girl. And with the market being as busy as it's been, are you switching over to flats yet? Ah! So yes, that's a yes, right?
No, no, it's so funny. I don't typically work with a lot of buyers. I do in the beginning of the year, then I switch over into listing because that's when people are typically coming to the market. But our market has shifted so much since 2020. It's been, from when I remember getting in the industry, and our average house price was 265.
And what is it
And
now?
yeah, and then, last year I think it was 404, or sorry, 465, and now we're upwards over half a million. Like, it's just crazy, just the increase of how quickly it just jumped up.
And where are most of these people coming from? Are these locals? Are these people coming from other provinces? Where are you seeing or hearing that the majority are coming from?
So I feel that we would have a bit of a mix. Because our province did so good during COVID, with Dr. Strang and our government officials. We had people who were from, let's say, not interprovincial, but say within Canada, that would have moved to Halifax because of that. And we did have some people from the States. But having said that, we also had, let's say, we'll call them CFAs, come from away. We had people who were from Atlantic Canada, and they just wanted to come back home because they realized now
Yeah,
that they didn't have to be in their corporate settings, that they could come home and work.
yeah.
Um, the another burst, I will tell you, that happened in 2021 for us here in 2020. So we are a military city, and
Yeah.
in 2020 we didn't have the military coming here.
Okay.
And so in 2021, we had 2 years of military moving here. And a lot of those buyers, or the military moves, were coming from parts of Canada where the housing, was even further along the COVID boom, more so than we were. And
Yeah.
they were cash buyers. So, typically a military coming here would be around 400,000. Now they were coming in like minimum budgets of 700,000, and that just kept driving the prices up. So last
Yeah.
year, I believe 81% of the homes that were sold, so that equates to about 6,000 and change, either sold at asking or above asking last year, and the same thing is happening again this year.
Now, are you finding out there that homes are getting priced well below market value and then going over, like that people are intentionally uh, listing their properties below market value in order to drive the interest?
I would tell you there is a small percentage of agents who are doing that, and I just wish they would stop. Because what's happening is, yes, we realize that we are in a competitive market, But if you are listing, so I'll give you an example. We had a property here that was listed at 315 and it sold $575,000 over asking. That should have never happened, right?
Yeah.
And because you'll get a buyer, and we're educating our buyers. Like, so last year, the average over asking in all of Metro was around $56,000. However, there were several that sold over 100. But the average, if you took it in a whole, was that. And so if we're telling our buyers, well, the average over asking is this, this should help you get an offer. But then you have something going 500,000 over asking. I mean, like, don't be the disappointment that you're putting on that particular buyer. And I get it, we all want to make as much money as we can for our sellers, but I think
Hmm.
you need, I don't list properties like that. I don't believe in that. I think that's just, my integrity is just different, I guess, when it comes to
So it's not happening a lot then in your
no,
marketplace, but you
no,
have
but
some of it.
you know what, it happened 2 weeks ago. I saw something that was listed for 219 and it should have been listed $100,000 more. And
Okay.
yeah.
So if I had $500,000 to spend, what would that buy me in your area?
Well, so at 500,000, I am asking you to start looking at homes that are at 300,000. And homes that are at 300,000, they are probably within a 20 to 40-minute drive of, the city center. They may need work. Will you get a bungalow for 500? Absolutely. But it could need a bit of work. You can get a semi-detached probably that has been upgraded, but even new construction in most areas, I can't even get you in for $700,000. And that just boom. There was a house out in Indigo Shores that 2 years ago you would have bought brand new construction, or in 2019 at 429. That same split entry now is selling for over 810.
Wow.
So yeah, it's changed. And I was in an offer the other day, and it was listed for 639. And in December, a similar house listed at the same price sold for 729. And so I go to my buyer at the time. I said, we should go in at 749. That should be, that should cut it, because I'm higher than the last one that sold, and still, giving the seller $100,000 over asking.
Hmm.
So
And what happened?
what so what happened was, so the agent, so when we get all our offers in, we will send out to the agents that are, we have X amount of offers, would you like to stay the same, or would you like to change it? Anyway, we ended up changing ours to 815,000, just because of the competition that went in, and that was $166,000 over asking.
Did you
So,
get it?
oh yes, we got it. There was three offers I come to find out that were in the 800. So we just happened to be a little bit more sharper with the pen. And but what once was $100,000 over asking, it's gone up to 150. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's like everywhere across Canada, except probably more higher numbers.
Yeah. So if I was moving to Halifax, tell me some of the things that I could find in the local areas. Like I know you've got hospitals and airports and that kind of stuff, but what makes the area unique in your opinion?
They have Newfoundlanders here.
Oh yeah.
No, what makes Halifax unique? It's I'll be honest with you. When I moved here in 2007, I
Hmm.
hated it, and I am from Newfoundland originally, but I lived in Ottawa for about 20 years. So coming here, found it hard meeting people, to be honest. But
Is the pace a lot slower in terms of
yeah,
lifestyle and all of that? Like if you said you went to Ottawa, which would be very fast paced, right?
yep.
And then shifting back to Nova Scotia, so lifestyle would be slower pace. What can I expect?
So the lifestyle,
Seafood?
well, yes. But so being here now for 13 years, I will tell you that it's so good to be back home, and for several reasons. And it's very safe here.
Okay.
I think that's paramount for a lot of people. We have
Yeah.
some great universities, the Dow, Mount, St. Mary's, and each university would have its own different attribute of why it would be better than the other.
Yeah.
One of the developers here downtown, I think they came in for the best building, like in Canada. I think it was last year.
Yep.
One of the new buildings that were being built, and there's just so much activity that's happening and so many changes and all changes for the good, especially in the downtown core. It's Halifax is a wonderful opportunity. And although a lot of our locals feel that the housing prices are just astronomically high, and they are, relatively speaking, here, from what we're used to. But if you're coming from, Vancouver, if you're coming from Toronto, and you're seeing the house prices here, you can just buy it in cash and not have to
Yeah.
worry. So, it's there's some great restaurants. We have a lot of cultural diversity, and it's a nice place to be. It really is. And
Speaking.
being by the ocean.
So before we end our video here today, let me ask you this. So we're talking about restaurants. If I came to visit you, where would you take me for a
Oh,
restaurant?
I like that question. Well, I'm going to take you to two places.
Okay.
Uh, One of my favorite places is the Bicycle Thief that's downtown.
Yep.
And I love going in there. The service is impeccable. It's amazing. It is right on the waterfront. So during the summer, you can sit outside, beautiful patio. And last year, they came up with these yurts, and it's two people, I think, per most of them. So they're on the outside, and they're little houses, and they have a heater in them. They have a nice little blanket you can put over you, and you can still be COVID friendly and
Oh,
go out to dinner.
cool.
So love these places. So I
Cool.
would go there. Now, the other place that I would frequent, or even maybe to go for desserts, but the food there is incredible as well. I would be definitely hitting the Mercantile. Not only are the owners from Newfoundland, they own Yost Winery here, and they're so hospitable when you come up, and the place is absolutely beautiful. So it's yeah, definitely two places I would be
Yeah.
taking you to when you were coming here.
Awesome. So I'm going to be getting on a jet plane, come out there, and we'll go.
Absolutely, we have the new house now, so there's tons of room.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And if anybody needs to get any information about the Halifax, Nova Scotia, then Sandra Pike and her team are your go-to crew.
Thank you, Jennifer.
All right. Thanks.